Welcome to the Midnight Cafe, a place that only appears when someone needs it most. This audio bedtime story is made for the minds that stay up too late, the ones who overthink, or just need a familiar voice to ease them into stillness. I'm your barista, and I have a gift. I can see into my customers' past and their future, but they don't know it. It only happens on Thursdays, not every week. It's not always easy to read. Sometimes it's just a flicker, a gut feeling. Other times it hits like deja vu in full color. I'll be restocking the sugar packets, wiping down the counters, firing up the espresso machine, and out of nowhere, someone walks in, orders something simple, and suddenly, I can see their life like steam rising off a cup. Their past is sometimes sticky, their present is heavy, but the future, it shows up in sparks, little truths that haven't happened yet. I don't tell them I have this gift. I keep it for myself and watch their life like a movie. I'm just the barista. I stir, I serve, I see the past and the future, but only on Thursdays. And today is Thursday. He's in his 30s, medium build, bald with glasses, lavender shirt ironed, collar loosened. Pretending to be casual, he looks like someone who used to be sure about things, but not today. He orders the same thing as usual: Mocha, extra whip, a drink for someone clinging to sweetness. His name's Aaron. He's been around for a while, but today he feels off frequency. Something's different. The moment I write his name on the cup, a light flashes in my head. I see an office, glass walls, a man in a charcoal suit sliding over a folder. We appreciate your passion, Aaron, but your content doesn't align with the culture we're building. You see, Aaron writes a blog. He calls it After Hours. Late night posts about burnout, toxic leadership, and the grief no one talks about. The grief of getting everything you worked for and realizing you left yourself behind to do it. He didn't name names, didn't point fingers, just told the truth. They said it was because his writing didn't align with the culture they were building. But what they really meant was, it hit too close to home. Aaron worked in a place that rewarded perfection, not truth. A place where people smiled through stress lines and wore burnout like a badge of honor. They called it high performance. Aaron called it something else. Every meeting kicked things off with a joke that didn't land, but everyone laughed anyway, and ended with 3 new deadlines that no one had time for. Feedback was framed as collaborative optimization, which really meant you're still not enough. Try again. Coworkers kept earbuds at their desks. not to focus but to drown out the silence, to pretend they weren't slowly disassociating in perfectly ergonomic chairs. People quit all the time. They didn't just stop showing up. That's why Aaron started the blog. Not to call anyone out, but to call something in. Honesty. Humanity. A reminder that we are not machines. He'd write after midnight, in the glow of his lamp, long after the Slack notifications had stopped. He'd pour himself something strong, open his laptop, and bleed the day out in paragraphs. The posts weren't angry. They were tired. They were real. And they struck a nerve, not just with strangers, but with the people who were still smiling through clenched teeth beside him. One of them shared his blog in a company group chat. They didn't say it was him. Didn't have to. By the end of the week, he was gone. And now, he's here, Mocha in hand, eyes on the floor, trying to figure out if it was worth it. I can feel him doing the math in his head. Freedom versus fear. Truth versus stability. Guitar strings versus key cards. But here's the part no one else knows. He didn't start writing just for himself. He started because of her. Leah. College. Freshman dorms with peeling paint and late night debates on the ethics of everything. She was the first person who read his writing and didn't just say it was good. She said it was true. And sometimes, that's even harder to believe. Leah used to say, "Write like you're not afraid of being seen." And back then, he wasn't. They lost touch after graduation. Different cities, different lives. She moved to Portland, and he moved up the corporate ladder. He buried that version of himself so deep, he almost forgot it was real. Until he found himself writing again, after hours, alone, needing to say something that wouldn't sit quietly anymore. He'll think about her tonight, after he plays that song. The one he wrote in their second year, after she lost her brother. It was never meant for an audience. Just a gesture. Just a way to hold grief when words felt too sharp. His fingers will fumble across the chords at first, but they'll remember. Muscle memory, emotional memory. And by the time he finishes, he won't be smiling because he's free from the job. He'll be smiling because he remembered something he thought he'd lost. Himself. He won't rush to start over. Won't post some triumphant goodbye online. But he'll write again tomorrow night. And this time, he'll sign his name. Some people quit when they're broken. Aaron left, just in time to put himself back together. Good night.